All right, welcome back, you fabulous fourth graders. More rounding on the dinner menu, or breakfast menu, I guess we could say, early in the morning. Problem 2, rounding to the nearest 10,000 or 100,000 without using a vertical line. No vertical line, so we're rounding to the nearest 10,000 or 100,000. All right, let's tackle our first number. Looks like it's going to be the nearest 10,000, 65,600. We're going to round it to the nearest, not 1, not 10, not hundreds, not thousands, but the 10,000s. So let's just tackle this kind of in one way here. All these guys are going to be 0. 0, 0, 0, comma, 0. What's going to happen is the 6 is going to remain the same, or it's going to be rounded up to 7. So it's going to be rounded up to 70,000 or rounded down to 60,000. Let's look at the midway point. We know the midway point is 65,000 even, right? Because 60,000, 70,000, 65, like we've done before, is the midpoint. But look what we have here, 65,600. Is that greater than 65,000? You bet it is. It's greater than 65,000, so it's going to round it up to 70,000. Let's keep on trucking. Alrighty, let's do, excuse me, let's try 548,253. 548,253, and we're rounding. It's either we round up or down. We'll find out. But we are rounding to the nearest, not the nearest 1, not the nearest 10, not the nearest 100, not the nearest 1,000, but the nearest 10,000. So what this means is that everything after that is going to be a 0. So 0, comma, 0, 0, 0. The 4 is either going to become a 5 or remain a 4, and the 5 won't change. Okay? The only way the 5 will change in a problem like this if it were a 9. It might change to a 10 or something along those lines. So what do we do? It's just we got to figure out the midpoint, right? So the nearest 10,000, so this would be 540,000, right? And the other endpoint would be 550,000. Okay, so 540, 550. Now, what would the midpoint be? Between 540 and 550, the midpoint would be 545, 545,000. Is this greater than 545,000? Yeah, it's 548,000. So we go to this number here. It's another way to look at it. If it is 5 or greater, we round up. If it's 4 or less, we round down. Little tricky, not really a Eureka way of doing things, but it's just kind of a little trick. So the 8's saying I'm more than halfway. So you're going to become a 5. So this gets rounded up to 550,000. We can see why it's 548,000. And that's closer to 550,000 than it is to 540,000. In fact, 8,000 right there. Okie dokie. Now we're going to go into the realm of the, not the dinosaurs, but the 100,000s. It'd be kind of fun to go to the realm of the dinosaurs. So let's take a look at 676,000. And we're going to be rounding it to the nearest 100,000. Not the 1, not the 10, not the hundreds, not the thousands, not the 10,000s, but the 100,000s. Where do you think this is going to go? Well, let's just talk about it first. And we know that every digit after this when we round is going to be a 0. So I'm just going to go 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But that's 6. It's either going to remain a 6 or it's going to blossom into a 7. Now, think about if it's closer, because we're rounding to the nearest 600, not rounding to the nearest 100,000s. Is that number closer to 600,000 or 700,000? What do you think? Closer to 600,000 or 700,000? Well, as you can see, the midpoint would be 650,000, right? Between 600,000 and 700,000. So this is greater than 650,000. It's 676,000. So definitely we'd round it up to 700,000. Alrighty, we're moving right along. It really is amazing how fast we move. Let's do this one. 200 3,301, round it to something. Now, we're doing to the nearest 100,000s. Not the ones, not the tens, not the hundreds, not the thousands, not the 10,000s, but the 100,000s. Why am I saying it like that? I don't know. Kind of fun. So do we think on the top of our heads, and we could do this one without really thinking about it, right? I hope so. Is this closer to 200,000 or 300,000? Think about it. Is it closer to 200 or 300? I know all these digits are going to become zeros in the rounding process. So is this going to be closer to 200 or 300? Look, it's 203,000. Is it closer to 200,000 or 300,000? Look at that zero. Is that less than 4 or 4 or less? Yeah. So this is going to be rounded down to 200,000 even. What do you think of that? How do you like me now, as they say? Well, they say, great, we're going to continue on with problem 3. But that was pretty heavy duty. So we're going to take a break. Always plenty of breaks. That's why there's no excuse for not watching the entire video at its proper speed and following along with your whiteboard or pen, pencil, and scratch paper.